Hey y'all, Mike with Cardboard Kingdom. Welcome back to another Disney Lorcana market update video. Today is Monday, July 29th. We're getting very close to Shimmering Skies, and we are getting very close to our next challenge event up in Toronto. Just finished Dallas. Exciting times. I do apologize for being gone last week. We lost a family member in the extended family, and just had a lot of family time and events going on and whatnot. It was one of those where it wasn't necessarily expected, but it was probably the right time. So nothing too crazy to worry about there. It always stinks whenever something like that happens. So just spend some extra time with the fam, and yeah. So with that being said, we will get into the market update. Um, I'll be honest. I have not looked at much for the week or so that I haven't made content. I have not looked at much prices. I haven't really been keeping up with it. Like I said, just kind of had my head in the sand dealing with the personal stuff. So I'm very excited to get into it. I filtered to one quick caveat. I do not. I hate the way this. I just don't like change, and so the filters being at the top now for TCG player are annoying. Um, so there's that. But secondly, I have not dug into this yet for the shield stuff, but I see a couple things that look very interesting. So I think we have some exciting times ahead. First and foremost, for Shimmering Skies, it does look like the prices are coming down to reasonable rates if you want to go ahead and pre-order. I still think that you're going to be able to get them a little bit cheaper. I would say that your LGSs will probably have them around this price for the LGS release on the 9th, and then if you get them through the 23rd on TCG Player, you're probably going to be able to get them for sub 110 at that point, but that's not a big deal. So I'd say if you want to go and pre-order Shimmering Skies, keep in mind you're not going to get until the 23rd. I would still advise going to your LGS to pick them up, but with that being said, this is definitely a fair price for Shimmering Skies. It looks like Into the Inklings is holding pretty strong at 111 per box. That's up quite a bit after we saw those Amazon dumps. We were getting them as low as 85 last week, I believe last Monday. Maybe that was 2 weeks ago, losing track of time a little bit. But at the end of the day, Into the Inklings with a 111 as the lowest box is pretty nice. Rise of the Floodborn continues to creep back up to MSRP at 143. So lowest box right now is 135. Let's see, is that with shipping included? No. So it's blown past MSRP. 145 is the lowest a Floodborn box is, and it is selling like crazy. Wow, that's a lot of movement, guys. This box, keep in mind, it was around. I mean, it was as low as 100 to 110. I feel like even just a couple months ago. Um, Looks like 120s is kind of in the market rate for it. I feel like there were constantly kind of some undercuts going on back in that time frame. But with that being said, we are almost back to MSRP, which is kind of matching the big restock we got of Chapter 1, and we saw that huge market fall off. We're starting to kind of creep back up. So we might be coming into another cycle here where we start to see things run just based on some of the pricing indicators. Everything is looking very strong. Let's take a look at Ursula's return. 106 for Ursula's return for a single box, 403 for a case. I would still advise against Ursula's return right now in terms of if you're looking to acquire your sealed collection or the if you're trying to open some packs, I would advise against Ursula's return. As of yesterday, here's our expected returns on boxes or expected value to get out of a box. Keep in mind that this assumes the 1 in 96 enchanted pool, and it is only cards worth 35 cents or greater into this calculation. The first chapter was $198.93. These are yesterday's prices. The Floodborn, Rise of the Floodborn is $115 expected return. Into the Inklings is 108 expected return, and then Ursula's return is down at 78 expected return. So I would definitely stay away from Ursula's return. Rise of the Floodborn right now is, with the price getting up there almost, we're at 145 for the box. Expected return on that box is only 115, so that one's getting farther and farther away from the expected value. First chapter is still sitting around 200, and then right now, if you're looking to open, best bang for your buck, especially if you can find those Amazon deals for Into the Inklings, 108 expected return. Those Robinhood's still holding that box in a really strong spot, and I think that's still a pretty good box to open, especially once again if you can get it at a decent rate. Rise of the Floodborn at 115, if you can still get it for a decent rate as well. Not looking too bad there, but it's just nice overall to see some of the sealed stuff start to go up a little bit. Obviously, with all the constant reset, I guess not constant reprints, but the reprint, then the constant restocks. It's kind of made it seem like there's just an infinite amount of lists out there, and it would appear that the product is starting to dry up quite a bit. If you look at how many listings are available for these products, for like set 2, for example, 13 listings available for cases. That's it. 13 listings. Cases sitting at 522 right now. And then Rise of the Floodborn booster box and individual box from set 2, there's only 20 listings available, and it's already above MSRP at 145. So this is where you can start to see some of these move pretty quickly. So we have Rise of the Floodborn drying up, and then the big one that's really drying up, guys, is the first chapter. So the first chapter is back up to kind of that two. Oh wow, it's already. Oh wait, what's this? 235. Oh, I have item price only. Dang it. Is that going to be... Okay. So it's still 140. Yeah, it's still 145-ish for Rise of the Floodborn. I thought that was going to mess with everything I just said. No, I was going to be tragic. But for the first chapter, your lowest actual box available is 230. And why this is relevant, guys, really, I mean, once if you're looking to buy a bot, yeah, 230 still, then we go up to 235. So it'll be 235 by today for sure, because it'll sell through almost all of these today. But why this is important, guys, is because if you remember, whenever the set championships happened for Stitch, we saw this huge fall off. We saw the huge restock. The shops all got their restock for the set championships, and there was just a restock as a whole. We even saw like retail getting some. And so there was this big restock in March that caused us fall off to where we're at now. Some of the stores then again got another restock of Chapter 1 with this Ursula's Return set championships. And those set championships are still going on. I know we had some just yesterday here in my town. So stores are probably still getting that restock or still have that restock. It's very fresh, I guess is my point. But it's already starting to dry up. And so if you think about it, we've got another 3 months. Once Ursula's Return, I think the stores were supposed to have Ursula's Return, their set championships in July. So now that we're getting into August, and those should be behind us, maybe one or two stragglers here and there, we are really gonna. It's like, unless there's another big reprint or restock, we're gonna start to see the first chapter run quite a bit here. And the reason why I feel confident in saying that is because A, the restock has already kind of came and gone, and we're already back up to that 230 price point. And then B, when you look at how many listings are available on the market, there's only 40 listings available. And even just like a week or two ago, we were at like 55 to 60 pretty consistently. Every time it would go up a few dollars, more would list. And that number was sitting in between 50 and 60. Right now we're down at 40 and the price is at 235 or 230. So these boxes are, we've seen a ton of volume come onto the market at these various different price points as it continues to go up. We're going to have to see that again here, or it's going to start to run up really, really quick. You can see the sell-through rate on this box still, when we look at just yesterday. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13, 14 boxes yesterday. When we look at Saturday, another 12 to 15. It just doesn't stop. And so if that same trend once again happens today, you're looking at 240s probably pretty easily. And then it's just going to kind of be up and to the right from there. So I do expect more of these boxes to come out of the closets, or whatever you want to call it, and list themselves, because we have continued to see that every time this box starts to run. But I just think that there's going to be less and less supply pressure this time, and we might actually see it get back up to that 250, 260 price point before we get into the next set championship. So that's exciting to see. Overall, I think the market for Lorcana looks very, very strong, especially kind of stepping away for a week, coming back. I feel like everything is kind of in line with where it should be. And it seems really, really good. I know there's some good deals right now on the Ursula's Return Trove box. I think there were some Best Buy deals, and there's some other things going on there to get some decent coupons on it, which is nice. Once again, Ursula's Return is tough right now. There's not a lot of value in that box, even because with the enchanteds are being so low, there's just not a lot there. So be very careful if you are opening that. I mean, look, if you want to add it to your collection, add it, open it, rip it. Who am I to say no? But there's just the expected value. I always just like, look, if I'm going to rip packs and have fun with my family, I want a decent chance for me to break even there. And right now with Ursula's Return, that's not it. And that's with me saying, as a, kind of an outcast, at Ursula's Return being the black sheep of the releases thus far. It's one of my favorite sets to open, and I truly want to open it. But I know that there's cheaper prices ahead, and I'm just waiting until those happen. Once again, I think that we're gonna see Ursula's Return, maybe not on TCG Player, but on some of the other sites, like the Amazon dumps that happened into the Inklands, at that like 90 to 80 price point, give or take, right, $5 in there. I feel very, very strongly that we're going to get that with Ursula's Return, and I want to have some capital there for whenever that does happen to scoop up a case or two, and have some fun with Ursula's Return at a really, really cheap entry point. Maybe even like $75 doesn't feel out of the range of possibilities. Whenever you think about, we get into Shimmering Skies, you give it like a month, maybe like early to mid September, prime football season for any football fans out there. I cannot wait for the fall. Favorite time of the year. Inject some 60-degree weather into my veins and some football. Woo! Get you going. But I do think we're going to get much cheaper prices on the Ursula's Return box. So overall, sealed looks very strong, guys. I'm very, very excited to see what comes ahead. Looks like you can get some cheap Trove boxes right now for Inklands, down at 45, so still below MSRP. That was another just good learning opportunity, and I mean, look, learn from my mistakes. I put away like a case of Troves for the Inklands like months ago, and like they're down money on that. Like I know to wait, but I just did it, and like there's something to be said about that. I knew that it could have gone down, and I just wanted to get it out of the way. I kind of have a checklist of everything I want to have, and so I just got it out of the way. But neither here nor there. But just I should have waited, could have waited, and I just pulled the trigger for no reason really. Okay, that is the sealed stuff, guys. Chapter 1 is running. Set 2 is running. Chapter 3 looks very, very strong. Shimmering Skies are starting to come down, and Ursula's Return is a do not touch for me. Let's get into some of the individual cards here. Looks like our first edition Mickey still sitting around 1,000. Elsa down at 740 low list for a near mint. Interesting. This person has had multiple. I remember this name, and I feel like they had this listed at Light Play for a little bit. I could be wrong, but I feel like they did. If you do want to go through a recommended seller, a hobby store, verified seller, you're looking at 750 for a new Elsa, which is great. Just as for anyone new getting into Lorcana, I got my Elsa for 500. Back when I acquired it, that was late January, early February. The market was in a pretty big downturn at that time. Everything was kind of looked like it did today, to be honest. I came in and bought a lot of my enchanteds at that point. So just to give you an idea of like how low this could go, I got mine at 500. Obviously, a lot more have came onto the market since then with the reprint. Or restock. But with that being said, your guess is as good as mine at how low this thing's going to go. I got mine for 500, back in January, February. Let It Go dropping quite a bit. We were seeing this at $9.99. At 900, it does appear that there's some buyers here. So one sold on the 23rd and yesterday at the 900 mark. We're going to continue to see these go lower. Do not FOMO in. We've got several more events coming where these are going to be available. Stitch down at $299 for a near mint of 300 essentially. That's an awesome price for this card. I maintain that this is one of the best cards from a collector's point of view that we're going to have. And whenever a year from now we look back on this and see it at 300, I think it's going to be an absolute steal. Rockstar, our Carefree Surfer at 250 seems incredibly undervalued as well. Highs were well above 500 market price. But a good buy nonetheless. We do start to see Ursula fall off a little bit. So a 285 market price Low list down to 217. We haven't seen one. Near mint copy 217. Okay. That's the lowest. You look at the most recent 3 sales today, yesterday, and the day before, all at 225. We have a low list of 218 today. Enchanted, our ballroom sensation Cinderella, low list at 248, market price at 269. Tink Bell, and then Aurora has a listing below 200. That's kind of crazy, and it looks like it's been selling there pretty consistently. Someone sold a near mint Aurora for 168. My God, people are really going to be kicking themselves in the foot whenever they see what these look like in a year from now. And look, maybe they don't have the time horizon to wait for that, but that is just a low number in my opinion. Ariel holding strong at 210. So she might be the crown jewel of kind of anything post chapter 1, honestly, the first chapter, because she got low. She was under 200. And then she bounced back. There is a ton of demand for this card. Wow. Ariel. I personally didn't love the art. I loved Ariel. I'm glad she got an enchanted. Maybe I made that up. I feel like I saw some listings below 200, but it looks like I might have made that up. 199 was 194. I mean, that's just a couple. There was, 180, 199. But regardless, well established back up at above 200. Plenty of sales recently, even just yesterday, getting sold at that number. So 210 market price, our low list for Ariel market price at 213 is really nice. You can get some Wayward Sorcerer Mickeys for sub 200, an awesome card. Maui's so playable, one of the best cards in Lorcana. That's another thing, guys. After the set championships, I've become just fully addicted to playing Lorcana. It's a good thing the pixel board isn't around because I would be on it 24/7. I've been playing webcam games with friends and just having a ton of fun. Like, the game is just a damn blast. Obviously, I'm still a collector. Right? That's where my focus is. But playing the game is just a shit ton of fun. Plain and simple. That's all there is to it. And Maui's like literally one of the best cards in the entire game, in my opinion. We are starting to see the champion of Sherwood fall back a little bit. 151. It was up around 200 pretty consistently there. Set championship Ursula 141. That's not bad. Snow White, a great purchase in my opinion. We are starting to see our other the prize wall exclusives 130 and 110 for Cinderella. They've been holding pretty steady around there. Those might not be bad pickups here pretty soon. It's still probably worth waiting, but at 109, that just doesn't feel that bad. For an alt art, it's not foil, but at the end of the day, that, I don't know, it seems reasonable. And then you get some Aladdin's for sub 100. That is wild. Light played and near mint, sub 100. Seems like a lot of the next set has Jafar in it. Interested if we see Aladdin and some of the like Genie and things like that from that IP bounce back. But right now they are incredibly undervalued in my opinion. If I had to say which first chapter Enchanted should be the lowest, in my opinion, it'd be kind of a tie between Artful Rogue and Hades. The Artful Rogue gets the Mickey bounce or buff, but at the end of the day, I just feel like it's not the best artwork and one that I was not blown away with. I would even put Hades above it. Hades, the colors really pop, but at the end of the day, I would say that Artful Rogue is probably my least favorite first chapter Enchanted. Keeping the trend going, guys, here. Along Came Zeus has seen a bit of a spike. Only 9 listings available. Very playable card. Awesome artwork. One that I pulled 2 of in the last couple of weeks, which felt awesome. Market price of 106, but lowest listing at 117, and only 9 listings on the market. So this is one that we might see run here. It has been bought out a little bit, it would appear. Quite a few sales yesterday, even 2 sales this morning at 104. That's brought the price up, and we're probably, look, it's a very playable card. Steel is a staple in the playability side of things. It's an awesome artwork and an awesome enchanted that a lot of people could use in their decks. And so I think we're going to continue to see that run a little bit. Let's see here. What Sisu is this? Is this the really good Sisu? Yeah, the big Sisu. That's a really fair price for that card. I mean, the regular version is like I feel like $12 ish. Getting enchanted for 88. That's not bad at all. We have some of our promos here still at the top. Arrogant Hunter and 4 dozen eggs. These cards were north of one or around $100, give or take. Same with the Gen Con Mickey. Looks like these have tailed off a little bit. Market price is still pretty high at 88 and 90, but there are some lower listings. Not a lot available, 21 listings and 15 listings. So if you're looking to complete any sort of promo set, might not be a bad idea to do so. We have some really cheap. Wow, I might have to buy this today. I've been waiting to get some of the Chapter 4 Enchanteds, and $80 for a Minnie Mouse is that. Consider me interested. Same with the Ursula here, 86 low list, Maleficent down to 67, Jasmine at 82. I wish that the Jasmine card had different art. I love the idea of Jasmine as an enchanted. Aladdin, a movie that I grew up with and love. I wish that art was a little bit better. I can't say that I love it. Wow, we got some really cheap singles, guys. Yen Sid down at 74, Piglet at 65. This is a collector's dream. Some really, really low prices on some of these cards, which is really awesome to see. Especially once again, I stepped away for a week, right? Coming back, didn't really know what to expect. I mean, look, guys, as there's going to be a direct correlation between the prices of the boxes going up and Lee's enchanteds going up as well. The enchanteds are going to go up. It's going to be a lag. It's going to be secondary. But the more expensive the boxes get, the less they're going to be open. The less the boxes are open, the less the cards are on the market. And so we're going to start to see these cards go up as the boxes go up, right? It's going to take time. There's going to be a lag there. But at the end of the day, I would say if there's anything in Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, and even, okay, Chapter 1, Set 2, Set 3, as we begin to see these creep back up, it might make sense to get any singles that you've been looking at because they're gonna start to creep up as that supply dwindles. So just something to keep in mind. I would say avoid pre-sales on any Shimmering Sky singles, with the caveat being if there's some really playable ones that you feel like are going to be incredibly OP, like maybe this Merlin Intellectual Visionary. He's already got listings at 60, so the pre-sellers are banking on the fact that this card is going to be incredibly playable, hence why they are listing it. I would definitely wait on any of these because $60 for a card, that's like Sad Beast territory, which one is one of the best cards, the playable cards ever. And so I would say just hold off on that. I don't think that you need to spend $60 on this card. I could be wrong, but at the end of the day, I would definitely hold off. Dragonfire down to 70. We're going to continue to see this drop as more and more continue to happen. I will say, if you think about it, over 2,000 of these were just given out at Dallas, and it has only 30 listings available. And you got to think there's already probably, I mean, we're like 5 challenge events in. There's like 10,000 of these roughly in existence, give or take, right? Don't hold me to that number, but just ballpark 10,000 of these in existence. There's only 30 available on TCG Player, which is kind of crazy. So we might be seeing the bottom for this card, just not a lot of listings. Now, with that being said, we're going to get 2,000 more in Toronto. We're going to get 2,000 more in Vegas. We're going to get 2,000 more in Seattle. We're going to get 2,000 more at the event over in Italy. So a lot more to come, but we might be seeing some bottoms here in terms of pricing. People just might not be willing to get rid of it for less than that, and I do not blame them. Cold foil card, playable card, awesome art, like just 10 out of 10 on that one. But that all seems fair. Our locations, they pretty much have a floor at 40 essentially. None are willing to go. No one's willing to let go of them below that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the singles. I do want to take a look at some promos really quick here before I get out of here. Curious about the Disney 100 promos and then the regular promos, excluding the trophies. We already talked about all of those. Where are like Mickey 71, Rapunzel 58? If you guys remember, we looked at the pop report last week, and the Rapunzel, the Pinocchio, and I said Mickey, Pinocchio, and 4 dozen eggs were all very, very, very low pop report and a PSA 10. So not surprised to see these up pretty high. We have our entangling eels sitting around 15. That one has kind of been around that price for a while, so I don't know if it's going to move or not, even though more are coming onto the market. Our Disney 100 cards, we have the Stitch for $9.25, Elsa for $15, Mickey for $6.75, Bucky's holding around $5, Genie for $3, Maui for $2.90, Maleficent for $3.11. Okay, what's my girl Cinderella at? I've got a box full of these little girlies, trending up a little bit, near mint. Lowest list is 66 for a single card. Looks like they're selling for around $1.15 to 60 cents. Once that listing is bought from Iconic Gaming, we're up to the $1.30 mark. Awesome. Okay. It's going to take a long time. I have a very, very long time horizon on this card because there are so many available, but I mean, I have probably like close to 300 or 400 of them because I just think it's a really cool card, and I was getting them for 30 cents a piece. And it was a cold foil Cinderella that didn't come out of a booster pack. Amazing IP, really cool art, unique art. The promos have like some unique like swirls and things in the text box. It had all the indicators. When I got into Lorcana and I saw that was the cheapest card available, I was like, well, this doesn't make sense, and bought them up. Now something like the Jolly Roger, like just a random location, not that playable. I mean, do we really care that much about the ship? Like that would make sense. Cinderella did not, and I think that she will continue to climb there. Obviously, full transparency. Like I said, I have a lot of them, but I think that card's undervalued. Okay, I think that is going to be it, guys. Overall, I feel really, really good. The enchanted reveals for Shimmering Skies have been awesome. We're starting to get more and more of those. I think today we get the full list of all of the remaining cards. From there, we can kind of speculate on which are going to get enchanteds or not. We're going to get all of the set cards minus the alt art. So the enchanteds, they'll continue to hold some of those to reveal. We'll get the rest of the cards today, and then yeah, we're kind of in the final days here of Shimmering Skies. So excited to see what we get. Thank you all for watching and hanging with me here. First time getting back into it. I just wanted to kind of do a raw deep dive into the numbers and some of my thoughts. I think that the sealed's starting to dry up, right? And then once the sealed dries up, the cards are going to follow, in my opinion. So especially first chapter in Rise of the Floodborn, if there's any cards you've been waiting on, I mean, look, your guess is as good as mine, and when the bottom is truly in, but it just feels like a good time to pick up these cards based on everything else we're seeing. So with that being said, guys, that is going to be a wrap for me. 30 minutes of rambling. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I will be back with another video soon, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.